Ball is rolling around there, deep inside Red's end. He picks it up. He's trying to gain positive yardage, but great kick coverage there by the green squad. Welcome in, friends and family, to this 2022 KFL Super Bowl. This is going to be a battle between the green squad and the red squad. Both teams have earned their trip to the Super Bowl here on Friday. Welcome into the Scaffolding broadcast booth. I'm Zach Kinney. My broadcast partner is Caleb Crone.
Hello.
We have a bunch of camera crew members. We have Andrew and Jorge and Zach back in the bus. Everybody working the cameras, working the board for us. Thank you to everybody for making this possible. Thank you to First Baptist Church of Dwight, Illinois for hosting this event. Boys have had a good time this week, and they are hungry to get this Super Bowl win. Quarterback takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to his fullback. Fullback's going to churn his legs upfield. That's going to be number 39, Benjamin Hernandez, the ball carrier.
One of the keys here for Green is to kind of keep contained, get a lot of keep them inside, just basic fundamentals here for Green.
All right, Red trying to get this drive started. 2nd and 9. Takes a snap. It's a pitch out to the running back. He's rushing left. Makes one man miss, but he is converged upon by a wall of Green defenders.
Well, Christopher Lewis in on the stop. Great play, kind of get in the backfield and just, again, grab a leg, hang on for dear life, and slow him down, let the rest of your teammates come and clean it up.
Christian Adams, the ball carrier, has nowhere to go. He's going to be dropped for a loss. 3rd and 14 on the play. Number 40 out there for Green. Blake Wilson has been a good cornerback. He's currently defending. Oh, Red's going to motion out into a different empty set formation. Quarterback takes the snap. He's rolling out to his right. And he is on that right sideline with plenty of momentum. Cuts back into the middle of the field. Christian Bigham, the quarterback, cuts into the middle of the field. He's going to move the chains for Red. A big conversion on 3rd down, deep in their own end.
Well, an excellent play call. What they did there is they lined up and they got Green set, and then they shifted the numbers over, and they had a numbers mismatch on the far side. And the interesting thing is the blocks did not get out in front. Brigham outran his blocks, but it didn't matter. Able to make a great move on the outside and cuts back inside. So just a little bit of thing there, just switching the numbers. Green defense did not shift with them, and so they shifted and had a huge advantage over on the right side.
Christian Bigham leading his team down the field. Takes a snap, and he's going to throw it deep. He's got a guy open. It's caught downfield by Trevor Price, and he's dragged down in the secondary, but not before he can get big yardage there for Red. That's Josiah Ronson with a tackle.
Well, right there, that's a great counter play that Red just did. So what they did is they have Green all paranoid about the shift. So Green then overshifts, and then they line up everything like it's going to be an identical play. They're going to go to the well again, and then they leak a guy out the backside. Nice throw, nice catch, good completion here. Kind of have Green on their toes here, on their heels. They're not quite sure which way Red's going to go. Excellent design here with the shift, using it to their advantage.
Red play caller calling a good quarter of football here. Red moving the ball well, but Green's going to foil this play. Running back is dragged right around the line of scrimmage. That's Christian Adams on the carry.
Well, right there again, you're trying to catch them off guard. Maybe they're a little confused. They're just kind of run a basic play, and Green was ready for it.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Again, this is the Red versus Green Super Bowl matchup on the KFL level. Bigham under center takes the snap, and he's going to keep it himself, running to that right side. He's going to try to get to the edge again. 5 Green defenders in pursuit, and he finishes the run physically. That's Blake Wilson coming all the way from his corner spot on the opposite side of the field, knocking down the quarterback, but Christian Bigham and that Red squad is fired up.
Well, Red is able to get outside again. Green's got to have better contain on the outside. You got to get your outside shoulder on his inside, get your inside shoulder on his outside shoulder. And again, Bigham's either they're not ready for his speed or he's able to just outrun the outside corner. And again, one of the dangers is if the corners line up out too wide, then you can run. You got more room inside. Key there, if you're an outside corner, you just got to get outside, force them back to your friends, and then good hustle by Wilson to come from the far side, save the touchdown.
Absolutely. Bigham now pitches it over to his running back there. Adams running, but the ball is loose, and there it is. Blake Wilson, number 40, picks up the ball after the red fumble. He hustled to the other side of the field to tackle Westich on the last play. Bigham on the last play. And now he gets a big fumble return. Red with a good drive to start this game, but it ends in a fumble.
Well, on that one there, it looks like he either got bumped from behind or whatever, and one of the most dangerous plays that you can get the ball knocked out is if you get hit from behind on it, or it's got knocked somehow. Might have been his own guy, and then it popped right up to Wilson there. And two great plays in a row by Wilson.
Green now starting with it. Takes the snap. It's a bit of a high snap, but he gets it off to his athletic running back, Levi Bechtel.
Well, we know the Green strategy here. Green is just going to give the ball to Bechtel. They kept him fresh. They didn't play him on defense. Steady dose of the big man. One of the keys for Red here is you're going to have to get low, good form tackling on the young man. If you try to take a guy like that up high, it usually does not go well for you on the defense.
Green breaks the huddle. Fired up after getting a big turnover on downs. Sean McDonald with 3 running backs around him. Gives it back to Bechtel, and Bechtel is cracked at the line of scrimmage. Good play there by Tyson Hudson and his friends to bring down the shifty Bechtel. Houston,
Excellent play on there by Red.
Tyson Houston drops the ball carrier.
The crowd is giving us pronunciation corrections on the names and live time. I want to thank Rob for hooking up a loudspeaker so the whole camp can tell.
Bechtel toting the ball up the center of the field, gashing that Red defense. It's going to be enough for a first down. Gain of about 9 on the play. They are giving it to Bechtel a lot on this drive.
Well, there's a reason they're not playing him on defense. This is going to be a steady dose of him. And again, one of the things you see here with Red is if they ever let him get up to speed, it makes him so much harder to bring down. And the plays that they've been able to get him, they've been able to corral him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get his speed going. So one of the keys for Green, they got to get the initial blocks up front, open a lane, give him some space to get up to speed.
Sean McDonald leading his team down the field. Green gaining green grass each play. It's a fake down to McDonald, and it does not fool that Red defense. It's going to be Josiah Spencer dropping the quarterback for a sack in the back of the play.
Well, that's an excellent play right there, able to get in the backfield. He takes on the outside back, beats him, and it's one of the hardest plays in football is to shut a block and then make a play on the ball carrier, and he did an excellent job there. He got his hands up, met the other hands, knocked the hands down, drove through with the shoulder, and then came in and met the back one-on-one. Excellent technique there.
All right, Green with a long second down here, 2nd and 16. Let's see if they can keep this drive alive. They hand it off to Bechtel. Bechtel toting the rock down the left side, sheds a tackle. It's finally brought down in the secondary. Not before it's a gain of over 10 yards in the play. Bechtel is fired up after that run.
Well, again, anytime he can get up to speed, it's going to cause problems for Red once the young man gets up to speed there. And, again, the key is going to be form tackling on him. You're going to have to get low, drive through the legs. Again, your aiming point should be between the knee and the waist. You're going to hit the thigh area, wrap up, and drive your legs.
All right. McDonald, the quarterback, hands it off to Bechtel. Now Bechtel's going to tote it on the right, but what a tackle there. Number 59, Isaiah Taylor, drops the all-important Bechtel to the ground. It was a fantastic tackle. Caleb, you can tell at this KFL level, the level of tackling has been phenomenal compared to the previous games. We have some skilled players on the field in the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, one of the keys here, as the higher up you get, the more likely you're going to get a thing here. Green's going to try to run a play.
McDonald hands it off to Bechtel on the left, and he's met again Not taken out at first contact, but at second contact, Red manages to corral him. It's going to be fourth. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Not exactly sure. I think that's a first down there for Green. Bechtel, effective running in this first quarter. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. We're going to start the second quarter, switch sides, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Thanks for watching. All right, we're back. You can see Green there trying to make up for the fumble there in the first quarter. Quarterback. McDonald takes the snap. They're going to give it to Bechtel. He's going to reverse around the other side of the field. Wilson running around the other side of the field. Wilson still on his feet. Finally dragged down by Red defender. Wilson is fired up after that run. He gets up in a hurry after the big contact, but it's going to be a hold. It's coming back. Green's going to go back to the other side of the field. A demoralizing penalty. Caleb Wilson, fast around that sideline, refused to go down, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a hold on the offense. Yeah, a back-breaking penalty there for Green and negates the long run by Wilson, and now they're backed up on a 1st and 22. They take the snap. They're going to give it to Bechtel on the right side, see if he can make something happen. And he might get a couple, but good defense there by Red. Again, number 59, Isaiah Taylor, drops him.
Well, they're just getting bodies on them. I mean, whenever you have a physical runner like that, again, it's form tackling and just waves of people. You got to really pursue the ball, not count on a guy to make a tackle. Green did use some misdirection earlier. I believe that Bechtel's gotten the ball all but once on Green's opening possessions. So we'll see if they try to switch it up here.
They absolutely live and die with his success to run the ball. McDonald under center. Bechtel behind him. It's a high snap. He corrals it with one hand. He's going deep. He's got Wilson open. Wilson makes the catch downfield. And he's dragged out of bounds. First down for Green. A big passing play. It had a beautiful spiral on it. Hits his receiver. And Wilson makes no mistake, reels it in. First down for Green inside Red territory.
Well, it's a good throw. One of the problems that a lot of times at this level is they underthrow their guys. They're able to put it out there for them to go get it. And then the second thing on this, you could tell Red was a little slow to adjust on the offense. On the defense, they were a little confused on it. Green had been running a lot in tight. And they were late getting their corners out. A little bit of miscommunication on who was taking who on that play.
McDonald hands it off to Bechtel. Bechtel not going down easy, but does go down. Gain of about 3 on the play. Good defense by Red, but Bechtel gaining positive yardage for Green on first down.
So one of the things Green's trying to do right now is they're trying to, now they've completed a pass, they want to spread the receivers out, and they're hoping that Red over commits more guys to the outside and then open up more lanes inside for Bechtel inside. So it's kind of just a game. They're trying to basically block guys by putting them out on the outside scrimmage away from the action.
I think that's good play design by Green.
Ooh,
McDonald.
movement there.
Man. Movement, but Red would have. It was a bad snap, and the Red defender.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start on Green. Back him up 5.
Green actually fortunate for that false start call. They would have lost the ball. It would have been 2 fumbles to start the game. Red was driving on the first possession and then fumbled. Green took advantage, and now Green still has the ball with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Blake Wilson, phenomenal catch there. Good throw by McDonald to get them down deep. But now they face a 2nd and 12 after the false start call. McDonald takes it. Good snap. Bechtel is met in the backfield initially, and he's dragging defenders forward. A Red defender elevates and pops Bechtel. That's number 22 on Red. Tyson Houston looks like Troy Polamalu. He kind of starfished in the air and dragged down the big Bechtel.
So good play here. Both Green and Red have been able to drive the ball. Neither has been able to finish it. So it could come down to like a 1-score game here. So we'll see if Green can punch it in here.
McDonald gives the ball to Bechtel. Bechtel's met in the backfield and drops. No! The ball's... I am so confused. McDonald, the quarterback, somehow ends up with the ball and gets right around the first down mark. He's going to have enough for a first down. What a play by Green.
Well, I mean, again, that's the counter to one of the counters to the QB or to an off-tackle dive here is you're gonna run the ball, and then your QB keeps it on the outside. Red was a little confused on it. They had guys in position, just unable to make the tackle there. A little bit too high on their form, and credit to McDonald, kept churning his legs, able to drive and get a first down.
I apologize. Bechtel and Wilson with a good play action there. It really looked like he was going to keep it on the inside, but McDonald kept it. There's going to be a flag on the play. False start. Again, great play by those Green boys to fake the handoff. McDonald, the quarterback, rolls out to his left.
It's going to be another false start on Green. I mean, I think that's the 3rd penalty of this drive here. Green is making this unnecessarily difficult on themselves.
Yeah, but usually at this level of football, you have 1 or 2 penalties that kill a drive, but Green constantly keeping the drive alive.
I think that was going to be a penalty on the center. Either you double clutch the ball or something, or move the ball. Sometimes at the pro level, the center does that to try to draw the defensive line offside. I don't know that was the intent here.
I have a feeling this Red defense is sick of being on the field. They want to get this Green offense off. McDonald the snap. He's looking to throw. He looks right. Wilson is there. It's a bit of a short throw, but Wilson makes a good play on the ball. Knocked away by the defender. Incomplete. Luke Spencer gets just enough on Wilson to number 49 of Red. Barely makes contact with the receiver's arm to jar it loose. It was a bit of a short throw. Wilson made a good play on the ball, but couldn't quite get there.
Well, one of the keys here, whenever you're beat, and Wilson had the corner beat on there. One of the keys as a corner is tenacity. You cannot give up on the ball. You have to run back. And one of the ways that that the Lord gives mercy to corners is you can always come in and rip the arm down late. Yes. And as someone who has played as a defensive back, that is the saving grace of defensive backs is ripping the ball out late.
Luke Spencer with a good pass breakup, but it's going to be second down. They're going to give the ball to Bechtel. Bechtel running to the right. He's got some room. And he is dragged down. A good one-on-one tackle by guess who? That's Luke Spencer, number 49, again for Red, making a big defensive play. 3rd and 9.
Well, on that play, he does a really good job. Again, he's got a guy on him. He's able to kind of shed the block, get in, and explode off the block and make a play low on Bechtel. That's a phenomenal play. Again, one of the harder plays to make in football is when you have a guy engaged with you, being able to shed that tackle and get in. But a great play by Spencer. 2 back-to-back plays there to be able to kind of keep them in this. Right now, Red is in a position. They got them in 3rd and 9. Red's got to get off the field here on defense. And Green been able to convert a lot of these long 3rd and 4th downs.
Absolutely. They're perfect so far in this drive. Let's see if they can keep it that way. McDonald, the gun, takes a snap, and he tucks it. He's going to try to throw on that right side, but he is dropped in the backfield. A sack on 3rd down. Number 59 for Red, Isaiah Taylor, drags the quarterback down, 4th and long.
Well, an excellent rush there. Came in, beat a guy in the line, then to beat a guy in the backfield, and then able to get in and corral the quarterback. So Red here has got to get off the field. Green somehow has been converting a lot of long and 3rd and 4th downs. So we know Green. We've seen them be able to do that earlier on this drive. This is a get off the play for Red. You can give up 4 or 5 yards. You cannot give up a play. You want to watch for any trick plays here. Watch Wilson. They've been throwing the ball to him.
McDonald.
Keep everything in front of you. 3
running backs on either side of him. Takes a snap. He's going to give it to Odell. Odell's going to reverse it back to Wilson. Wilson running on that left side. Number 40 for Green. Dragged down before he can get 1st down yardage. Number 72 of Red, Ethan Cohn. Ethan Kane drags the ball carrier down. Turnover on downs. A big stop for that Red defense to get off the field. Green with a long, methodical drive, but it results in no points. Red defense gets off the field.
Well, good job by Red. And Red's kind of keyed into the fact when Green needs a big play and they want to change it up, they're going to be going to Wilson a lot. And so even though Wilson, they didn't throw the ball, they came around the outside to him, able to turn him in and get him to cut in. Good effort by Wilson to try to get the yardage, but Red was able to corral them there. So now Red, they got about 46 seconds left in the first half here. Not a lot of time. We'll see if they can make something happen.
Ball snapped. Bigham back, and he's going to be dropped for a sack. What a play by that Green defensive line. Number 14 for Green in on the sack, Christopher Lewis. Red calls a timeout. Big Red calls a timeout from that sideline. 31 seconds left.
Looks like he was looking for Price downfield. He definitely came back in a drop back formation like he was looking to throw it there. Didn't see it. And then with the pressure in his face, he tried to just make something happen. Red's going to call a timeout here. We're seeing they're just trying to get a score before the half, trying to use up all the clock.
I see you, Darren Tharp. I called him Ethan Cohn, but his name is Ethan Kane. It's pronounced K-O. Well, it's spelled K-O-E-H-N, but it's actually pronounced Kane. That's my fault. Ethan Kane. Got to pronounce that right. All right, Bigham. He's got Adams and Hernandez behind him, 38 and 39, and they're going to shift to the right side. A lot of motion before the play. Bigham's going to carry it himself and get upfield a little bit. Oh, no. Referee Pete throws a foul, throws the flag. He's telling the red offensive lineman, he's telling Luke Spencer, you can't hold him like that. And that's going to back Red up deeper in their own ends. A hold on the offense. Referee Pete communicating with the boys, telling them the right fundamentals of how to block and how not to hold. I like that. They don't just call a foul on the boys. They also tell them why they called the foul. Trying to communicate with them, and help them for next year. 25.1 seconds left. 2nd down and 15. Thank you for tuning in, friends and family, to this 2022 KFL Super Bowl. The ball is snapped, and yeah, Bigham is going to kneel on this and end the half. A good half of football, 0-0. Red makes a stand.
Green's going to call a timeout. That's a smart play on Green there. You want to make them run some plays. Make them run the play. I don't know. At this point, Red tried to kind of would be content to go to the end of the half there. They're back from their own end. Green's trying to do here is they're trying to just hope something happens, maybe a bad snap or something, or hopefully it's, to get the ball back or something like that and just try to make it happen. At this level, field position is huge, and just trying to play for field position, I mean, it's big at all levels here, but especially at the lower levels. And the lower the level is right now, we are kind of at the mid-level, so it's still a very important part here. If Green could get maybe get a shot at 1 or 2 shots at the end zone, that's what they're kind of calling the timeout for and what they're trying to play for.
Yeah, Red backed up deep in their own ends, trying to run the clock, get to halftime. Green had a long drive here in this first half, but Red stood strong in the red zone, thwarting that Green drive. Now Red trying to get into the second half. Green not content to just quite waltz into the second half. They want to get this ball back. Red backed up on their own 8-yard line. Darren, he says he heard the voice from the sideline correct me. That's good. Hey, that's a good biblical principle to not refuse rebuke, but to hear it out, and that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't do a lot right. Don't do a lot spiritual, but there I try to let my ego go. Can you see that on your broadcast? I really hope you can. Micah McCurry came out of nowhere in his golf cart. Micah McCurry, always a keeper of the peace here in Dwight, Illinois at First Baptist Church on the football field, making sure everything is all set. Bigham under center. Takes the snap, and he's going to tuck it and run right. He's got a hole. He's going to get up around the 20-yard line. Green's going to call a timeout. Good yardage for Bigham, though. He found that hole, Caleb, and he hit it.
Well, and that's one of the keys here is he just got a first down. Or it's not a first down, excuse me. He's going to be fourth down. Laid on the slip there, my bad. 4th and about 7 or 8 here. And one of the keys there is you got to be able to run out the clock. 10 seconds. It is possible to run out the clock here if you are Red, but it's a lot to ask a guy because if he makes one mistake, I've been in a football game, seen football games where they try that with the QB, and he runs around, and then he's supposed to just eventually, when he's trapped, throw the ball away out of bounds, and I've seen that go very poorly for some teams. Our sideline reporter, Brendan, would know something about that.
Timeout for Red. Red wisely takes a timeout, making sure everybody's on the same page. You don't go into the second half with timeout, so they're going to use every last bit of advantage they can get.
They're going to do the Sean McDermott approach. You line up, let them see what the defense is going to do, and then call a timeout. And then when they line up and see what you're going to do, they call a timeout, so then you could call another timeout. Just a timeout after timeout after timeout. It's a little bit of a coaching strategy here, and at this level, obviously at the pro level, it's a strategy to see what the other teams are doing. At this level here, a lot of times just making sure your guys are on the same page, just kind of going over, hey, make sure everyone knows what they're supposed to do. They know the plan, and hopefully they'll be able to execute it.
Yeah, just like you were saying, they want potentially the coaches heard you from up here about talking about the disaster that can happen late in these quarters. You don't want to give Green any easy points. Points so hard to come by in this KFL Super Bowl. Two stout defenses. And Bigham is going to
then now he moves back and say the returner really disrespecting his legs, standing 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it's a low snap. Bigham gets it away. High arcing punt goes right to the kick returner. It's going to go past him though, and it's taking a good red bounce. Let it bounce out. Wise play by the Red kick coverage team to let that ball bounce and the clock to bleed. That's going to be the end of the first half here in this KFL Super Bowl.
Well, a little bit of a chess match at the end, but it comes for naught. Still 0-0. We'll see you in the second half.
All right, we are back here getting the second half started of this KFL Super Bowl. We had some broadcasting down on the sideline. Brendan Philbrick, what did you hear down in your reporting?
Yeah, I was over there on the red sidelines for a bit, and coaches just encouraging their players. One thing big we heard is defense wins championships. Red just wants to really clamp down on the green here in the second half and make tackles. Make tackles.
22 for Green. Wisely picks out the ball. Duke running to the inside, not refusing to go down. Duke moving that pile, getting up past the 40-yard line. What a run. Fantastic hard running. Caleb, I saw you down on the field too. What did you figure out?
Well, Green was just mainly talking about how to counter different formations from Red and just trying to, going over defensive assignments, make sure everyone's on the same page. They had a few lapses on defense, and they just want to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. So, again, more of the fundamentals, and again, both teams imploring their guys on just blocking. Green was really key about finishing their blocks and kind of maintaining pressure on the defense.
Yes, Red did have a couple of defensive lapses, but for the most part, that was a stout defense. Bigham. Nope. McDonald's under center. Hands it off. Back to Duke. Duke running on that left side, and he's taken down. Good tackle there by the red number 22, Tyson Houston. Tyson Houston comes across and lays the boom down on Duke. It's going to be 3rd and 2, a run of 8. McDonald. Sean McDonald takes a snap. One-hands it. Hands it off to number 71, Bechtel. And Bechtel's going to be dropped before he can gain a first down. Loss on the play. That's going to be 3rd down.
I believe that was Taylor who got in the backfield there. But one of the things that's been a problem for Green is at least one guy from Red is getting through the line either unblocked or he's just shedding his block really quick, and it's kind of throwing off their whole offense. Even if the rest of the guys are blocked, all it takes is one guy to get in the backfield, and Red has consistently had a guy in the backfield making the plays. So credit to the Red defense. They're always getting a guy back there. Number
14, Jedediah Taylor, drops the running back for a loss. The ball is snapped, and it's handed off to Bechtel. And Bechtel tries to reverse. The ball is fumbled. It's on the ground. Can Red recover? And they do. Number 72 of Red, Ethan Kane, comes up with a fumble recovery. Red offense is going to march onto the field. Fumble recovery by Ethan Kane.
Yeah, I think what happened there on Green is I'm not totally sure if that was supposed to be a reverse. It looked like the Bechtel was about to try to hand the ball off, and then at the last second tried to pull it down. Whenever you're hit on a contact exchange point, there's always a risk of the ball coming out, and that's exactly what happened there. And then, of course, fumbles in the backfield usually end up going to the defense, and the defense was there to pick it up. Almost had a scoop and score opportunity. 2 Red guys actually were fighting over the ball, and but Red able to get the recovery.
Bechtel, I believe the call was a double jet sweep where he was going to hand it off to the guy sweeping across the field. Tried to, couldn't quite get it away. Red makes the contact, causes the fumble. And they're going to do the double reverse as well themselves. And it's going to go for some good yardage. He's shedding tacklers, running upfield. Benjamin Hernandez picks up a first down, gets some momentum for Red.
Wilson and O'Donnell in on the tackle. It's always a good sign when it takes several guys to bring you down. A good run there. This time they actually were able to execute their own reverse on that play. Excellent job by Red. Part of a play like that, most people don't realize is you have to have good blocking up front. All it takes is one guy to get through to blow up any long developing play like a reverse or an end around on that point. And Reds had great blocking up front.
Absolutely. Red with great success so far in this second half. Bigham, the quarterback, sends his guys in motion. Empty set behind him. Takes a snap. He's going to run to the left. 14 keys off on the play, but he misses the man. Wilson in pursuit. Cannot get to Bigham. Bigham running down the sideline. Steps out of bounds. Steps out of bounds around the 11-yard line. We have a flag as well right around the line of scrimmage in the area of holding on the offense. Referee Pete bringing the boys back. Oh, man, that was a beautiful play there by the Red offensive coordinator to call. Wilson seems to be a playmaker with the ball in his hand, and they're screaming Wilson, which reminds me of that movie. They're all going, Wilson, Wilson. Bigham under center. 1st and 18. Takes the snap. Play action pass, and he gets dropped. No, he's still on his feet. Oh, man, but he stays on his feet, but he's moving his feet backwards, going to lose even more yardage.
Yeah, he's going to do the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes of always trying to keep the play alive, and sometimes that results in a very large sack.
Yeah, we're Buffalo Bills fans here up in the booth, and we watch Josh Allen every Sunday. Sometimes he gets out of that sack. Every once in a while, he takes a sack for about 30 yards.
Yeah.
And that was a long sack.
I don't know that QB here has the Allen or Mahomes arm to get out of that sack, but 2nd and 30.
Yes, Bigham under center takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to the right side. And Adams has some room to run. Not much, though. Green railing to the ball. Pete is telling the guys that his forward momentum was stopped. Whistle was blown. Ball was on the ground, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, sometimes when you're fighting for extra yards, if you feel a guy hold on to your ankle, a lot of times it's usually better to just get down, because if the ref doesn't call a forward progress on you, it's easy for a guy to come in and pop the ball up late when you're kind of trapped up high and kind of defenseless. And also, if someone's got your ankle in a bad position, sometimes it's better to go down so you don't twist your ankle. You can control your fall.
Oh, boy, here. 3rd and 27. Green defense trying to key off on what Red's doing. They're going to toss it back to the halfback, and he's going to be dropped. Met in the backfield by the Green defender. Christopher Lewis again with another tackle for loss. And that's going to be 4th and 27. Red is definitely going to punt here. Green's going to get the ball back.
Well, a great play by Lewis. He gets on the outside, has his inside shoulder on the defender's outside shoulder, and then just drives through, wraps him up, drives his legs. Beautiful tackle. Unfortunately for the Red, they were able to block the inside guy, but Lewis playing wide on the outside was going to make it very hard to get outside him. So excellent play there by Lewis.
Red offensive line struggling with this swarming Green defense right now. All right, there's some confusion in the Green's back end. They're trying to make sure that they're there to receive this. What's going on? It's a fake punt on, and Bigham's running up the field, making men miss. He's going to pick up the first down and more. Bigham, touchdown, Christian Bigham. Christian Bigham on a fake punt scores a touchdown for Red on 4th and 27. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Green was in its kick on a return formation, and at the last second, they were trying to get their guys up the line. Realized that some shenanigans were going on, but it's too late. Excellent execution by Red, able to get on the outside, and then once you're on the outside there, it's a foot race, and Bigham wins the race.
Bigham is gassed over here on this Red sideline. What a play. The team gathers around him. He is winded. The good young man, Christian Bigham, with a big touchdown. He's a respectful young man. Always never one to avoid talking to the adults. Had a couple good conversations with him, just not about football, just about life and camp in general. And he's made some good decisions for the Lord this week. Good to see him score a touchdown. Unbelievable stuff. What a gutsy call from Red. 4th and a mile. They call a fake punt, and Christian Bigham makes men miss and scores the touchdown. Unbelievable. Oh, and it's going to be an encroachment penalty on that Green defense.
Bigham just needs more time to catch his breath. That's why he's using the hard count.
Yeah, they use the hard count. Bigham has a couple more seconds to relax. Bigham walking to the sideline. That's going to change things. 4th and 1. They're going to be half the distance to the goal. This might be the end of the 3rd quarter. It is. Teams are walking down to the other side of the field. Red scores a touchdown to end the 3rd quarter. Thank you for tuning in for this broadcast of the KFL Super Bowl, Red versus Green. Christian Bigham runs in one for Red. But hold on, we're actually going to do this point after attempt, still in the 3rd quarter. And Bigham's going to take it and pound the ball up. He's right around the goal line. Chuck Schwartz running in. Did he break the play into the end zone? Referees deliberating. Pastor Schwartz says that was a no-good call. No good. 6-0 Red. They score a late touchdown in the 3rd quarter to go up by much-needed points. Thank you for tuning in here from Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp in Dwight, Illinois. I see Esther Melly in the YouTube comment sections giving Sean McDonald some support for that green team. Thank you for that. I also just watched that last touchdown back again. Westitch, they actually just called a regular play on 4th down. Green's going to have a nice return here. Jason Blanton III going to get good starting field position for Green. Green's going to start this drive in enemy territory. But no, Christian Bigham was under center on that last touchdown. Made a couple defenders miss and brought that in for a long score on 4th down. Gutsy, I cannot believe they went for it on 4th and 32. We were scrambling here in the broadcast booth. Here we go. First play of the drive for Green. They're going to hand it off to the ever-important Bechtel. And Bechtel's going to get yards. He's still on his feet. Cannot be taken down unless there's 3 red defenders there. What a play to get this drive started for Green. Brendan Philbrick was down on the ball field trying to figure some things out, getting to the coach's head. Brendan, what did you decipher?
Pretty simple, just strong defense. You got to close out this game, and Red recognizes been depending on the defense all game. That's what they're going to need. I'm sure they're cooking up something to try to stop Bechtel. He's been a factor all week.
All right, number 61, Sean McDonald in the gun. Hands it off to the bell cow back. Bechtel barreling down the center of the field. Gets it around the 20. 2 runs, 2 first downs. Keep those chains moving for Green. Caleb, I saw you down on the field as well, trying to figure out what these teams are thinking going into the 4th quarter.
Well, Green feels it's their game to win. They got the ball. They basically felt like, hey, we had one bad play that we gave up, and they're going to try to drive the ball down. They said they're going to, quote-unquote, blow the engines here. We're in the last lap. They're going to blow the engines, and they feel confident they're going to be able to get the win. The plan is to score and get the extra 2-point conversion there, and then win the game.
Thank you, Gabriela Hernandez, for supporting Benjamin Hernandez. He has been a good player on that red team. He's a fast kid. He doesn't usually go down when only one person hits him. Important part of that red squad. Red huddling up now, trying to protect their lead. I hear some of these red players just trying to get an insight. I hear them saying things like, I'm doing everything I can to get in that backfield. They are desperately trying to stop Bechtel, but Bechtel, with those defenders going upfield towards the backfield, Bechtel is running hard the opposite way. 2 carries, 2 first down. Great yards per carry on this drive for Bechtel.
Well, one of the keys here, whenever you have a guy like that, you can't let him get up to speed. If you can get him in the backfield, kind of get him going east-west instead of north-south, that's everything that you want there. And the last 2 plays, Red hasn't been able to get up in the backfield. They haven't gotten any pressure. What we've been seeing earlier was Red was always getting at least one guy in the backfield, kind of break up the rhythm of the play, try to cause some problems, and they haven't been able to do that. Green's had a clean backfield the last 2 plays. Really comes down to the lines here. Whenever you're kind of relying on a power running game, that's going to be key here.
McDonald trying to keep this drive alive for Green on 1st and 10. They are knocking on the door of the red zone right at the 20-yard line. Takes a snap. Bechtel's going to get the ball again, and he's barreling upfield. Not quite a first down on this play like the previous 2 runs, but still a solid gain on first down. 3 yards. That's going to result in a 2nd and 7 from around the 17-yard line.
I believe that was Taylor that was in on that. Again, just a solid thing for Green. They're good with that. They're basically just going to keep running the same play or variations of the play. And then eventually you got to look for the counter from Green.
That defense finding a way to close those running gaps for Bechtel. Bechtel, when he gets those legs turning downfield, he's untouched around the line of scrimmage, gets into that second level, and makes defenders pay. The pounding runner. McDonald, 3 running backs around him. Fake it to Bechtel. Now he's going to pass it on the run. He's got Wilson just out of bounds. Cannot get there. Decent coverage by Red on the play. McDonald's with a good, was rolling to his right, delivered about a 25-yard strike to Wilson, but he threw it out of bounds. Wilson ran a good route to get open.
Yeah, Wilson's been their guys. When they wanted to change it up, they often go back to Wilson and try to get him the ball. And he, on all their trick plays so far, he's been the key. He's been the guy they've been going to.
McDonald catches the high snap. Good job by him. Bechtel just carrying defenders down the field, but he fumbles. The ball is ripped out of his hands. Number 39, Benjamin Hernandez, comes up with a turnover. Bechtel had a first down in the play, and at the very end of his run, Benjamin Hernandez says, "Give me that rock," and he rips it out of the hands of the running back. Red offense trotting onto the field.
Yeah, you could see Hernandez was ripping at the ball for about 2 to 3 yards there. And in the last part, he was able to get both hands in it. And kind of the rule of thumb in football is whoever's got two hands versus one hand is going to win. And right there, Hernandez got both hands on the ball. Bechtel only had one, and he's able to kind of rip it out, jar it loose. And then once it's jarred loose there, all those red guys around them, it's only a matter of time before they were able to get it. Excellent play by Hernandez there. Kind of realizing, hey, we're in trouble here. You're going to really go for the strip. And it's a calculated risk because, sometimes you go for the ball, you miss the guy, and he was able to kind of go get the ball. One of the reasons he was able to do that was there's a lot of red guys holding up Bechtel, and once you have a guy held up, again, as we talked about, sometimes it's worth it just to go down for that reason.
Red making the plays when they need it the most. They give it to Christian Adams for about no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Red making plays when they need it the most, Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, they've had 2 big plays here. It's been a fairly equal game. Maybe you could pull an advantage one way or the other depending on, which side you felt had the momentum at the time. But Reds had 2 big plays here. They've had a fumble here with with only under 5 minutes left to go. They got to like their chance of being able to kind of run the clock. Green's got to get a stop here. They got to keep them in their end, try to force a punt, and then be able to make a play from there.
Green has been moving the ball well down the field, but when they get in the red zone, Red shuts it down. Now, Red with the ball, puts 3 men in motion as they've been doing all game. Empty set. Bigham's going to tuck it and run to his right, but he's met in the backfield by the cornerback of Green, number 26, Jason Blanton III, JB3. Meets Bigham in the backfield. Stop the clock. Timeout. I believe Green called a timeout. Wow, so just like that, that's going to be a 3rd and long for Red. Red facing another long first down.
Well, I mean, again, just remember, Red was facing a 4th and 27, and they scored a touchdown on it. So you never know with them. I don't know that they would be that aggressive in their own end, but I could be wrong.
You got to think if Green can withstand them for one more play here, Red's going to punt it deep in their own ends. I think Red feels pretty good about their play call here. The offense is already in formation, really. Green defense huddling up. Breaking the huddle. Coming back near the line of scrimmage. Green is hungry to get this ball back late in this championship match. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left. Let's see what happens on this crucial 3rd down situation.
Red's got to have a clean snap here. You're just this backed up. You can't afford to have a wild ball.
Bigham under center. Takes a snap. Pitches it out to Adams. Adams running on that left side. He's going to be dropped. Oh, man, just outside his own goal line. Almost a safety there.
Yeah, one of the things you got to be careful about any sort of wide play on that is if they get penetration up on that side and your runner tries to bounce it out around the pile, you're going to be going backwards to do that. And all it takes is just one tackle there to kind of get the ball in a tough position here. That's why oftentimes when you see plays like that, you'll see guys in the NFL either call a pass play, like a quick hitter, or they try to do a lot of inside dives.
That is going to be number 71, Levi Bechtel, back to receive the punts. Bigham going to get this punt away now. Dangerous situation for these red coaches to manage.
Green should be going for the block punt here.
Absolutely. Punter in his own end zone. The Green's going to start this drive with good field position. If Bechtel can catch this ball cleanly, and it's a low arcing punt, it's going to take one bounce. Bounces right to Bechtel. Bechtel receives it. He's running at the 30, the 25, the 20. Right past the 20, at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Levi Bechtel. Levi Bechtel ties the game up at 6 late in this fourth quarter in the championship match.
Well, it was just a great job there. That's what you got to do if you're Green. You got to get them backed up, kind of get a punt, and hope that you can make a play on it. They were able to do that. Right now for Green, you have the game here. You could possibly, right here, you can win the game right now, play some defense. Red, you got to hold them, force them to kick the ball back to you. Maybe you could do something with their offense or at least force overtime. So the game is not over. A lot of times you can feel deflated whenever a team scores late like this on you. Red's got to rally. They got to hold Green out of the end zone here.
Redemption for Levi Bechtel in that Green squad. He had the fumble in red zone to end their drive. Green gets a 3-and-out. Red punts, and Bechtel takes it to the house.
Some
Offense
confusion
trying to
there
get
by
set.
Green.
They do get the play away, and they're going to hand it off to Bechtel. Can he get the 2 yards he needs to go up in this game? He does.
Flag
into the end zone, but there's a flag in the backfield.
Is going to be holding.
Bechtel running so well this game, Caleb, but there's a flag. Referee Pete telling the boys move it back. Line of scrimmage going to be around the 7-yard line now. Referee Pete, we appreciate the refs. Oh, no, this is going to be a 10-yard penalty. Ball on the 12-yard line. Wow. Big penalty for Green.
So one of the interesting things here is we have seen Green throw the ball before. They've been willing to put the ball in the air. I would keep an eye on, if I was on the red team, for Wilson. They've been wanting to go to him a lot. But again, we've seen a couple of times where, Blatton's been open.
McDonald scrambling to get his guys set in the right position. Motions Blanton in. McDonald takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Blanton. Blanton's going to throw it back to McDonald, the quarterback. Oh, and it's a beautiful play by Green, but Red is there. Red, with disciplined defense, stops the 2-point conversion, keeps this game tied with under a minute left in this KFL Super Bowl. We have a barn burner here, folks.
Well, I like the call by Green. I like the idea for Green there trying to get the... I like the play call for Green there. One of the things they're trying to do, they're trying to get him set up, and they're using Bechtel as the kind of the lure. But unfortunately for them, and fortunately for Red, Price stayed home, and then all it takes on a lot of times a trick play like that is one guy to stay home, and he can blow up the play, and they did that. Wave of Red defenders in front there. Good hustle. 1 minute left. One of the keys here for Green is to not get a big return. If you're a Red, man, this is the time you want to hopefully get a big return, give your offense a chance here.
This has been one of the most exciting games of the year in the Super Bowl. Red versus Green. If you have red-green color blindness, I am sorry in advance. You probably cannot tell who is who. Not the game for you. That's Luke Spencer.
Lewis on the tackle again. Lewis has always been great on that.
The kick returner there. He's going to get it right up around the 40-yard line. That was a low arcing kick. It didn't get more than 4 or 5 feet off the ground. Red's going to start this in decent field position. 53 seconds left to potentially get a touchdown and go up in this game.
One of the keys for Green right here is you can't let anyone behind you. If you're in the defensive backfield, you need to make sure no one is behind you. better to give up, surrender a shorter pass than to give up the home run pass. So you got to make sure no one is behind you.
If there's ever been a game that was destined to go to overtime, it was this. Bigham.
False start call.
There's going to be a false start on the offense. Move them back 5 yards. Do it again. Bigham was going to keep it to that right side, and he may have been able to do something if he could shake a guy one-on-one, but it's going to be a false start. Again, welcome into the 2022 KFL Super Bowl here in Dwight, Illinois at Man Camp. We're at camp here in Dwight, Illinois, run by First Baptist Church. And we have about 300 campers here. We have 3 preaching sessions a day, a practice for these boys in football, and then a game. It is a young Christian boy's dream to be here. There's also been fantastic food. Thank you to the staff, women, for doing a great job of caring for us in that aspect. Bigham under center. Takes the ball, going to be a double reverse, and they're going to hold on to the ball right around the line of scrimmage. He is cracked.
Green's just trying to knock the ball out on that play. I mean, Red, you're just trying some stuff here. The dangerous thing about any time you transfer the ball 3 or 4 times on a play is that it's easy for just a mishap to happen. Red did a great job there of securing the ball. Made sure the ball was one of the keys on any sort of handoff like that is you want to make sure the handoff location is appropriate. You want to get it basically in the lower part, kind of in their gut, and you don't want to go up high. And also Red did a good job making sure their inside arms are up. You don't want to bounce it off a guy's bicep.
Whistle is blown, stopping the clock. Clock winding down in a hurry. I don't know what's going on. If Red called a timeout, I didn't see a timeout signaled. Red is going to go to the sideline very quickly. I think that they're content to take this game to overtime. Like I said, if there was ever a game destined for overtime, it's this Super Bowl matchup at the KFL level. It's been back and forth the entire time. We're going to be back in a second after this timeout. The Red offense is going to trot back onto the field. Scoreboard reads 1.4 seconds left. We aren't sure if that's correct. All right, yeah. Pastor Chuck Schwartz is talking to the game clock operator, telling him to put the clock directly where it is. Red's going to have enough time for one more play. You can hear that train in the background. I hope you can. We have a train going by here. Kind of a cool atmosphere.
If you're Green, nothing behind you.
He fakes the pitch, wisely just takes it himself to avoid disaster, and wrap that ball up, Bigham, and he's going to go dragged to the ground by 3 Green defenders. We are going to overtime here in the Super Bowl at the KFL level here on Field 1, Colvin Memorial Field. Thank you for tuning in, friends and family. We'll be back with overtime in a few short moments. All right, we are here in overtime. Thank you for tuning in here at First Baptist Church of Dwight, Illinois at Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp. We are in overtime of the Super Bowl here. I just want to give you one quick quote from this morning. Pastor Burton Gates, you can see this up on our Facebook page, challenging the boys this morning in the morning devotion. You don't need to ruin your life to be used. God wants to use you purely. It's kind of challenging them to not make some mistakes that older people have made where they had a life of regret before they got saved, or even a time of backsliding as a Christian. They're saying, give your life to God and let Him absolutely get the most out of your life. And that's one thing I want to emphasize on these broadcasts, that yes, this is a football camp, and yes, every time you tune in here, it seems like we're playing football. But there's a lot of time in each day, and I know that our boys from our church, one of the things they really appreciate is the huddle time here at camp. The huddle time is a time for the coaches on each team to get alone with the boys. They build up a relationship with them throughout the week, and then they try to get them to open up about real issues. We're interested in real Christianity here. We are not interested in, acting like something that you're not, or acting like we don't all have struggles. The boys open up to these coaches, and I think that this year, 2022, there's been a difference made for eternity because of the work at this camp. We appreciate this church and this group of people for running it. We're going to get overtime started here. McDonald's in the shallow gun. 3, they're going to give it to Bechtel. Bechtel running up the right side. 22, Houston doing his best job to stop Bechtel, jumping in on that pile. Caleb, we had some people wondering about what the overtime rules here at Man Camp are. Can you explain to us the overtime rules?
Basically, it's kind of similar to college. Each team's going to get a try, but they get 4 tries from the 10. If the score is still scored after that, then it's going to move up to the 5 and the 3 from the 5. And then it slowly keeps moving closer and closer with less downs until you get a winner.
Thank you for that, Caleb. Second down. 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard scamper by Bechtel. Bechtel in the backfield. He's going to get the ball again. He's going upfield. He's right near that goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Yeah. Levi Bechtel with his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one comes in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, Greenwood's going to live and die off that. They were just going to run him 4 straight times unless they had a penalty or something weird to knock him out of position. And kind of expect them to do the same here. Red's going to have to give themselves a chance. They want to give themselves a chance for the win on the other side, so that means they're going to have to get ready here and make a big stop.
We have hundreds of people strewn about the field here at Colvin Memorial Field, also known as Field 1 here at Man Camp. Hundreds of people around the crowd. Thank you for creating this wonderful atmosphere for the boys. You can tell that they know the significance of this Super Bowl matchup. Green is going to try on the 2-point conversion to go up by a commanding lead. And they're going to let Bechtel tote the rock, but he's going to be dragged down. A flurry of red defenders. It's code red down in the red zone. 3 red defenders. Tyson Houston again in on the stop with 2 of his friends breaking down the strong Levi Bechtel.
Yeah, Taylor was the first guy in the backfield there. Made a great job to get in there and just at least slow him up. Even if you can't bring him down yourself, you want to wrap up, hang on, and kind of make, slow the runner down, let your friends rally to the ball and make a big stop. And so Red gives themselves a chance here. It's 12-6. Their offense can do something. They can then not only score, but then win on the 2-point conversion. Green here is going to have to buckle down on defense. And it's their turn to play D against Red. Look for a steady dosing of Bigham here on this drive.
We're going to switch sides. Now Red on offense with the feel and the pressure. They have to score here to keep this game alive. A score and a 2-point conversion would win it for Red. 3 guys in motion, 4 guys in motion. Bigham in an empty set. Looks out to his left. 1 guy in the pass route. It's intercepted by Wilson. But there's a flag on the play. Referee Pete's waving it off. He's saying a false start on the offense. The play is going to stand. Blake Wilson comes up with the interception in overtime to win this game for Green. Green behind the entire game. They have the late punt return touchdown, And then Bechtel runs one in overtime. They get the interception. Leave
Wilson with the interception.
Blake Wilson coming up big for Green the entire game. This is his second year. Blake Wilson, this is his second year attending this camp. Last year he played in the KFL. He played in the KFL this year, and he came up with the game-winning interception.
Well, it was a great play by him. Way to get back there, read the play. Red tried to use a little bit of trickeration there, but one of the things we had heard the coaches talk about in the huddle during halftime is they said, hey, if they run this play, this is how we're going to cover it. Great job by Coach Ian Green. They were able to counter the play, and their guy made a play on the ball. They were ready for it, and hats off to them for that.
You can see the Green boys excited after that win. You know, we're here on this red sideline. The huddle is right in front of us, and you can tell that these guys have nothing to hang their head about. Red played a fantastic game here in the Super Bowl, one of the best games of the summer. We want to thank all the friends and family for tuning in for this broadcast of the KFL Super Bowl. Green is your Super Bowl champions at the KFL level. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back a little bit later for the 2 remaining junior varsity and varsity Super Bowls here at Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp. Again, the Green Squad is your KFL Super Bowl champions 2022.